warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ilmia Karamatul Maula. My ID number is T2019-6066. I am from English Education Department 2. Here I will explain about hypothesis. There are 5 parts in hypothesis, but here I will just explain 4 hypotheses. Okay, the first, the natural order hypothesis, implies that learning or acquiring a second language occurs in a predictable order. This is why we find that learners start with learning the very basic structures of language. Then later they embark on learning more complex grammar. Take for example, when learners begin to learn English, they first try to use simple present tense, then next present continuous, and next to the simple past, and so on so forth. The lie and Bart assigns in Crescent, children acquiring English as a second language also show a natural order for grammatical morphemes regardless of their first language. Okay, the second, the monitor hypothesis, states the learners have the ability to monitor and observe their utterance when speaking, and even they have the ability to correct their mistakes if they make any. Crescent differences between 3 groups of learners who monitor themselves. The first, underusers. Underusers are those who tend to focus on fluency rather than producing correct grammatical sentence. As a result, they make many mistakes in any conversation they are engaged in. And the second, overusers. Overusers are those who pay too much attention to their grammatical mistakes and tend to have a desire to produce perfect grammar, but they never end up being able to express their idea fluently because they interrupt themselves in the middle of the conversation while thinking about the rules of grammar. And the third, optimal users. Optimal users are those learners who know the appropriate to correct their mistakes in the conversation. This group tends excel in mastering language. In short, Stephen Crescent encouraged learners to be optimal users of the language. Okay, 3 parts in hypothesis. The input hypothesis explains how one acquires a language in a progressive manner. Second language performers improve their level in the target language through exposing to the comprehensible input. Crescent refers to this process as I plus 1, meaning that learners ameliorate their language competence in a natural order whenever they learn new things. By extension, I represents one's current competence, and I plus 1 means that a learner's knowledge has improved further to the next stage. The last part in hypothesis, the affective filter hypothesis, illustrates how our attitudes, feelings, and thoughts toward the target language determine how much we are going to success in the language. Crescent lists 3 major factors that obviously affect the progress in the second language, which are motivation, self-confidence, and anxiety. To explain, students who are motivated and self-confident while participating in the classroom tend to excel comparing to those who feel shy, stressed, or anxious. This hypothesis reveals that a learner should adopt a low affective filter, which is associated with self-confidence. However, it states that learners should not have a high affective filter that is related to anxiety because it simply blocks the effectiveness of learning. In other words, one should be open to language in order to have a successful experience while learning. Okay, I think enough. Thank you for your attention. The last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.